Welcome back to it, guys, the Now Morning Show, where we continue observances, including World NGO Day, which was in fact the 27th of February. But these celebrations continue here in Trinidad and Tobago as we are joined by the CEO of the Cropper Foundation, making sure that the fourth virtual commemoration of World NGO Day goes off without a hitch. So we say good morning and welcome to Sherry Sprafford Joseph, as she's giving us some insight into the world of the NGOs. Good morning and welcome to the Now.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Now, in terms of the actual World NGO Day, first and foremost, this one is really meant to support and connect NGOs all together.
Right.
There is an overall theme, but tell me how the Cropper Foundation has taken to these virtual celebrations.
Right. So as you would have mentioned, this is the fourth annual World NGO Day celebration for the Cropper Foundation. The World NGO Day is celebrated globally, and there is a global theme supporting grassroots movements. We in Cropper Foundation and thought it more relevant in Trinidad and Tobago to do our forum under the theme of securing our space, uniting for civic resilience. We would have understood that with changing times around the world and changing trends globally, that the NGO space has become quite, I guess, dynamic, and there's a bit of urgency around securing that very important space for NGOs. So we decided to have that theme with the overall understanding that networking and partnership is the only way that we can really make it through these times.
I hear that. When you talk NGOs, it's so broad-reaching, and there's so many that exist in Trinidad and Tobago. This actually makes sense. Collaboration is the way forward. Yes. But the fact that you're doing this virtually would mean that it allows for quite a bit of collaboration.
Yes.
You've begun your observances yesterday. Tell me what that initial event was like and what will be following.
Yeah, so we started our celebrations yesterday. As you rightfully mentioned, the World NGO Day was actually the 27th of February. However, in Trinidad, we were a bit occupied during that time. So we decided to push it a little further down so we could get as much participation and partnership as necessary. So yesterday, we would have started our event. It would have been workshops, very strategic sessions for different NGOs to join, or even independent persons to come in and log in and learn about different tools that could be used to really amplify our reach in the NGO sector. So we had certain topics like using AI in the NGO and nonprofit sector. In addition to that, using strategic foresighting to really develop where it is you want to go as an NGO, and also building strategic narratives as a tool for NGOs. So we had a lot of sessions and discussion and a lot of partnership. We had quite a good turnout as well. So
these actual endeavors, were they free or required some sort of registration?
No, there was some registration, but it was definitely free. So the event today is also free and open for registration. So anybody who's interested can still register. It starts at 9 o'clock this morning. And today's sessions are panel discussions regarding movement building. So trust is at the cornerstone of movement building, and we're looking at that through a regional NGO lens, as well as another session with regards to election time, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. Is it a time for opportunity and discussion, or are there risks to the NGO sector during this space?
Some really beautiful conversations to be had, and like we said, broad-reaching because of the types of NGOs that exist. Now, you did mention that the initial, or yesterday's activities, free, open to the public, and open to both NGOs and individuals who may want to partner. Tell me how we determine the benefit or the success of these sort of endeavors. How do we measure whether or not we're reaching the right people and actually, well, securing that SOS theme?
That's a good question. I mean, what we try to do is really create that platform for partnership and relationship building. So we would have reached out through our CSO Go network, which is an initiative of the Cropper Foundation, to empower CSOs with more financial and legal tools. So we would have used the existing network to really advertise the session. So we know that it is a network and a platform that we currently have with interested CSOs and NGOs. And in addition to that, we do have a survey to verify and check and see if the NGOs found that there was value, if there's other topics that we should be exploring. So it's really more of a trying to build that relationship organically.
Beautiful stuff. Now, in terms of being able to access this outside of these 2 days, will these things remain digitally accessible to us?
Yes. So we've recorded all the sessions because we understand that not everybody can make all these sessions, the availability, and we think they're very important tools and important discussions that have been had. So we have recorded all these sessions. They will be available through the CSO Go platform, csogo.tt/World NGO Day 2025, if I'm remembering correctly.
You're doing really well. I'm checking it as we speak.
Thanks. And so you will be able to access it, and that is also the link to register for today's event if interested in the panel discussions as well.
So those panel discussions you did mention will be focused on election, which is
one of them, yes.
Obviously timely. What other topics will we be looking at?
So that first discussion, it focuses on the election in Trinidad, but also with the understanding that in the Caribbean region, I think we have 6 regional elections ongoing. So it's a conversation that will continue, hopefully, about what topics and how the NGO players and how these NGOs can change, will have an effective role during that season. And then the other topic would be trust, the cornerstone of movement building. So one of the things that is often discussed, I guess, in our space is how do you create a movement? How do you get people to unite behind causes that are important? So that would be the beginning of that discussion. Is trust between regional organizations and between regions an important part of building that movement? So those are the discussion topics to begin with.
For each panel, I know that you may not remember everyone, but do we have some names that we can share?
I really don't remember everyone, and I do apologize to our very esteemed speakers. For the Trust the Cornerstone, we do have myself, I will be speaking. We also have somebody from Barbuda Land Commission, John, and then we also have Jenny from CAISO. We'll also be speaking about regional movement building. With regards to the elections, I know we have Ruana Haynes from Climate Analytics. We would also, I really can't remember, there's so many speakers, I apologize.
And I know that you started things off with Amilcar, I believe.
Yes,
that
Amilcar, he did have a Keystone speech, which was really inspiring, and it really set the stage.
Well, with these sorts of persons coming together to have these conversations, we know it's potent information. But this is just the start of these observations, or just the 2 days of observations. As you mentioned, some of these will be ongoing. Are there other endeavors that we can look forward to later on in the year that will help to continue the thrust for NGOs to save their space or secure their space?
Yeah, well, in Cropper Foundation, this is what we do. So you can look out for our activities throughout the year. It's actually our 25th year in existence. So we will be having some activities to commemorate that 25th year. And a lot of what we do at the Cropper Foundation is partnership building and network building. So most of them will be along that lines. In addition, we will also be participating in the Ministry of Social Development's World NGO Day celebration, which will be on March 19th. And I believe they also have an interview with you soon to discuss that. So you will learn more. You'll find out more then. So yeah, that should be a really interesting event as well.
So we'll mark our calendars for those. But beyond the events and the learnings that we could take away, if we want to be part of the Cropper Foundation or other NGOs, how do we connect with you guys?
We're always open to discussion and partnership. You can reach out at info@thecropperfoundation.org. You can check our website. We're very reachable. We're willing to discuss if there's anybody that needs support, any civil society organization that needs assistance or support with regards to building skill sets, upskilling, capacity building. We're always available.
Stuff. And we are always welcome to have you on the show to give us those updates as you guys continue to do great work.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Cherise Bradford-Joseph, the CEO of the Cropper Foundation, making sure that we are celebrating with them on their 4th virtual commemoration of World NGO Day.